one of these, you can raise your levels of happiness above your genetic set point and create a ripple effect for other people. But they're all about patterns. At American Express, I screwed up because I had them think of 3 things they're grateful for each day. 21 days later, no impact. Why? Gratitude's good for you. But I looked at what they were grateful for, and every day they're grateful for my work, my family, and my health. And that's it. And they go right back to work. And then with a nuanced lens, they scan the world for all the bad. So what I had them do is think of 3 new things that they're grateful for. 3 new things that happened over the past 24 hours, every day to start your day. You can do it while you brush your teeth. But you can't just say what you're grateful for, it's the why that matters, right? It's not just I'm grateful for my son Leo, I don't benefit from that. I'm grateful for my son because I got to go hiking with him earlier today, and I'm loved by him regardless of how well this talk goes tonight. That is something simple, and you can come up with 3 of those a day. I work with homeless populations, and some of the people I know work with them, and they say, I can't think of anything I'm grateful for. Day 21, they have 63 unique things that they're grateful for, which is not the point. The point is that as you go back to scanning the world like we normally do, your brain basically puts a background app to scan the world for the things that are positive. So you start seeing all these positive pinpricks over the course of your life. Turns out people who are low-level pessimists, 21 days later are testing now as low-level optimists on average. 6 months later, they're testing as low to moderate level optimists. 4-year-old children around a dinner table who are predisposed towards pessimism, you have them do this for 6 weeks in a row. 6 months later, before and after school, they're testing as low-level optimists instead. Same pattern with 84-year-old men. What we're finding is, I'm not saying gratitude's good for you. This group already knows that and is already practicing it. What I'm telling you is, I would have never believed that a 45-second change to your family's day could overcome the tyranny of our genes and environment, raising our levels of happiness and allowing it to ripple it out to the world. That's exciting. The other 4 are very quick, and then I'm finished with my time here tonight. But I want to tell you one quick story, which is in February, February 3 years ago, my son was born, which makes sense, he's 3, but his name's Leo, and my wife said I was traveling too much, which I was, and she said, you can't go anywhere in February unless Oprah calls. 3 days later, Oprah called. I was like, that's amazing, say somebody else also. And then 3 days after Leo was born, I found myself in the backyard of Oprah's house talking about happiness research. I'd never met a celebrity before. I thought I'd be cool. I was not at all. She had this redwood forest on our property, as one does, and you walk through it, and they videotape with 3 camera crews meeting Oprah for the first time, this beautiful and organic meeting, and I saw her, and my brain just shut off, and she was like, Shawn, 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 and I didn't know the protocol, like Oprah, Oprah, Oprah. So I said nothing, and she had her hands up, so I grabbed them, but then I didn't know if we were doing a handshake or a hug, and then we started rotating. For the first time ever, she had to shut off the cameras. She said it was the most awkward interview she's ever had. The reason I tell you that is 5 minutes later, she makes you feel so comfortable, you feel like you're the most important person in the world, which is not, it's her. And at the end of it, Leo was born this week. My wife is okay after some complications. I'm at Oprah's house, and I turned around and said, I'm disappointed. Because I really want to talk about going through depression. Because it's so easy for someone to hear this research here tonight or on your show and say, of course he's happy. He's a happiness researcher. He's married to a happiness researcher. His sister's a unicorn. And of course Oprah's happy. Look at all of her opportunity research as well. Imagine if you were that rich and had that many friends. Think how easy happiness would be for you. She said, Shawn, I went through depression at the height of my career while making the most money when Beloved didn't do as well as I wanted it to, and I shattered. I told her I went through 2 years of depression while I was at Harvard, teaching Harvard students how not to become depressed. She turned back on the cameras. We did a whole second hour that was so much deeper than the first. If you Google Oprah, and my name's Shawn, S-H-A, I know you know how to spell Oprah. Oprah and Shawn, the very first thing that pops up is that. If you know someone who's going through a dark time right now, when happiness doesn't seem like a choice, one of the things we found is that for every day, you think of one positive thing that's happened, then you think of 3 details about that positive experience, what you're wearing, what you're thinking about, what you said, and you bullet point it on a napkin or on a document or in a journal. Just think of 3 things, 3 details about a single positive experience each day. Turns out your brain can't tell the difference between visualization and actual experience. You just doubled the most meaningful experience of the past 24 hours, and over the next 21 days, your brain connects the dots for you. You now have a trajectory of meaning running throughout your kid's life, throughout your life, throughout your spouse's life. What we found is, I did this with the National MS Society, the people with chronic neuromuscular disease. If they Previous research found if you do positive expressive writing for 6 weeks in a row, 6 months later, we can drop your pain medication by 50% on average. We don't get to talk about it that much because normally people are looking at the medications, but what we're finding is these simple habits, these simple changes to our life, which you know, it's your business, have huge implications for our life as well. The last 3 are very quick. 15 minutes, fun, mindful cardio activity, a half workout a day is the equivalent of taking an antidepressant. For the first 6 months, for the next 2 years, a 30% lower relapse rate. Not a repudiation of antidepressants, they're important. It's an indication why exercise is valuable. It's a gateway drug. When people start exercising, they make entire constellations of positive habits. Fourth one's meditation, what we have people do for 2 minutes a day. At Google, we have them take their hands off their keyboards for 2 minutes a day, which flips them out. Take your hands off your keyboard for 2 minutes a day, watch your breath go in and out, and you go right back to multitasking. 21 days later, levels of happiness rise, stress levels drop, and accuracy rates rise by 10%. And the last one is the most powerful of the 5, and it's the one I wanted to conclude with tonight, because I would love to see the tens of thousands of people here tonight do this here tonight. That would be incredible. So here's what it is. At Facebook, we had them for 21 days in a row. You write a single 2-minute positive text message or email praising or thanking a different person each day. A family member, a friend, a coworker, a 2-minute positive email or text message saying something real, not just you're awesome, something real. If you do this for the next 3 days in a row, whenever you pull out your smartphone, if it's already in front of you, write a 2-minute text message praising or thanking somebody that's on your favorite list. If you do that, it'll be one of your favorite parts about tonight. But if you do it for 3 days in a row and you hold each other accountable, for 3 days in a row, your brain gets addicted to it because you'll literally spend all day long thinking about how amazing you were for writing that email in the morning. You're like, I'm the kind of person who does this stuff. And you get great emails back because they don't know about that 2-minute maximum rule, so they can writing about how great they think you are. You're like, but tell me, we should hang out a lot more. But 21 days later is the real value. 21 days from now, I think we should all come back to the stadium. I don't get to invite you, but we should all come back to the stadium 21 days from now, and we tested you, and you magically all did this habit for 21 days in a row. Turns out your social connection score would be in the top quartile. The reason that's important is the greatest predictor of long-term happiness is the breadth, depth, and meaning in your social relationships. The greatest predictor of happiness is your social connections. The breadth, the depth, and the meaning in your relationships. And what we told to the US Surgeon General, and where I want to conclude tonight, is we just told them, we found out the social connection, which you can create with a 2-minute positive email, is as predictive of how long you will end up living as obesity, high blood pressure, or smoking. We fight so hard against the negative in the world, and we forget to tell people how powerful the positive is, which is your world. That's what you do. And what I love about this is that all this research comes down to 3 conclusions. By the way, we can extend your life as much by getting you to write this 2-minute positive email as getting you to stop smoking. But if we get you to write the positive email, likelihood of stopping smoking rises dramatically. Likelihood of losing weight rises dramatically because you believe that your behavior matters. All of this research comes down to 3 conclusions. Scientifically, happiness is a choice, happiness spreads, and happiness is an incredible advantage. But the real message I want to say tonight is that change is possible. We don't have to be our genes and environment, and we can change other people. And when we have that belief system, and we put into practice these habits, we can tip this world away from negativity, stress, and uncertainty to a world that believes this behavior matters, sees the meaning involved with our life, and we can find a way of making this world a better world for all the people that didn't get to be here tonight. And all it takes is research is only read on average by 7 people total, and bringing it to life as a community. So thank you so much for letting me join you here tonight. Thank you.